Traveling famine, natural disaster. My baby has been around me.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to Beauty by Rena. Now today we gonna get into some tea. Now I'm about to get into the events that happened during BeautyCon. I know there's a bunch of different stories. I know I'm kind of late. BeautyCon was literally like almost a month ago, but I had to get, my facts together or whatever. I'm gonna tell you all about the pros and the cons of BeautyCon, and we're gonna get it together. I went to BeautyCon NYC 2019. It was in the Jacob Javits Center in Manhattan, and it was 2 days. I think it was the 6th and the 7th. One of the first things I want to say is literally BeautyCon is such a beautiful place where so many strong, independent, dedicated, determined women are in one location. Not only women and men are gathered in one location. It was really motivational to see everybody like really trying to connect with one another, trying to connect with some brands, trying to like promote themselves. It was such a great positive event. I feel like the people that were there really made the event. Now, I met so many beautiful people that I will never forget. I networked with so many people. I gave out business cards. I got a lot of business cards. Like, BeautyCon is a space to be if you are very interested in being in the influencer world. If you want to start your own YouTube channel, if you have your own lashes, if you have, your own social media that you want to promote that is related to beauty, hair, fashion, makeup, BeautyCon was a space for you to be giving out your business cards, networking with people, and putting yourself out there. That was definitely like that was a spot. I'm telling you, I met so many women there promoting themselves and so many job opportunities. Now let's get into those panels. Now the panels, so many strong, young, black, dedicated women were on those stages. Ray got up there and did her thing. Issa Rae, Marsai Martin, Yara Shahidi, so many beautiful women of color were up there, and they were saying how they started off young and how it seemed like at first they weren't getting the engagement that they wanted, whether it was from their YouTube content, whether it was from the company, or whether it was from whatever industry they were in. They were not taken seriously. As you go and you grow, you develop more credibility, and that's how they started to build their fan base. I love the panels that I went to while I was at BeautyCon. I feel like it was very motivational. I feel like they all gave great tips, and like I left there really wanting to put my all into starting my own business and being an entrepreneur. Now, let's get into the con. Now, like I said before, it was a very beautiful event. Like, the meaning behind it, like the idea, trying to get content creators to connect with their subscribers and their followers, that was the best thing, because the content creators were all walking around, some of them were all walking around engaging with their fans and, really getting that one-on-one connection with the people that we watch behind the screen, the people that we follow on Instagram, the people that I watch on YouTube. Like, it was a great, one-on-one moment with everybody. Maj did her thing with putting together the whole idea. Now the execution is where I had some issues. So we're gonna get into that, right now. So as I was stating before, a lot of the content creators were out there and like taking pictures with their fans and interacting. Like, so many of them had such good energy, like the Baddie twins. What? I would have thought they was my cousins. The way that they came up to me, they made me feel welcome. Like, I love that. I got to meet Ray. I've been watching her from like when she first started YouTube till now, and it was just like I couldn't even imagine meeting her one-on-one in person. And she was so kind. She was like a mama bear, gave me a big hug, took a little picture. We look a little crazy in the picture, but I'm saving that, to my diary for special moments. And like, there were just so many people, content creators that I met that were just so happy to meet with me, knowing that I'm their subscriber and I'm their loyal fan. Like, I just loved it. But then we're gonna get into a little bit of tea. Now, One thing I don't understand is why some content creators go and they hide backstage. So that was the issue for me. Like BeautyCon, I mean, listen, I'm gonna just put it out there. Why are you coming to BeautyCon if you're not trying to connect with your fans? Period. I just that's what BeautyCon is for. Like, your fans are going there to see you. But I've noticed that a lot of the content creators were hiding backstage. They had their all exclusive, you know, room in the back with the bar and food and, you know, music. So they had their own little thing, and then outside is where all the fans were, and a lot of them just never came out of that room. It was a little confusing to me. Like, why would you go to an event where, you know, it's obviously made for the content creators to connect with their fans, followers, and subscribers? Why would you hide? You know, you could have just not came. But that's just my personal opinion. I had the opportunity to get backstage just for a little bit. It was just like a little, you know, in and out thing. I didn't disturb any of the content creators back there. I just wanted to, you know, see some of my favorite people, and I was definitely starstruck because there were a lot of people hiding back there that were some of my favorite, you know, content creators that never came outside. And I was kind of like, why are you hiding back here? I have a content creator that I was very I've been watching her and I loved her. She's Black Girl Magic. She's doing her thing, and like she's just out there. She's like a mogul. She's out there hustling backstage. When I heard that she was backstage, I was like, oh snap, like now that I get to go backstage, I can go and say hi to her. So I got there, I got backstage, and I saw her hanging out with her friends in a little corner, and I was talking to the people that I was with, and I was like, I want to go say hi to her. Oh my god, I love her. Like, I just want to go say hi. And I finally worked up the courage to go say hi. I didn't want to disturb anybody because I know that like backstage is kind of like where you go to hide out after being overwhelmed. So I was just looking and I was just soaking it all in, and I was just, you know, excited to see everybody. So I went over to her section, all her friends, and I was just like, hi, so nice to meet you. I know you just moved to New York. I'm from New York too. And she at first was like, hi, oh, it's nice to meet you too. And then she was like, I was like, okay, all right. I understand I probably popped into your little personal bubble, but I was kind of taken aback. I was like, wow, girl, I really loved you, but you know, it's cool. I didn't take it to the heart because I'm like, there must be a reason why she's hiding out here. She was one of the content creators that did not come out, like, and I didn't understand, but there must be a reason why she's just kind of hiding back out there. And I'm gonna just, you know, go back to my little section and just watch from afar. And like, I don't know, like I said before, I personally feel like if you're a content creator and you don't want to interact with your fans or your followers, just don't go to BeautyCon. I don't see the point. That was one of the cons for me. Like, it was just like, I don't get why you're here. Another big one, I've heard that BeautyCon has been held in the Jacob Javits Center. I have never been to any other BeautyCon. This is my first time going, and I was excited to go. But there was a huge need for security. Like, they were lacking a lot of security. When I first walked in, like, nobody was giving directions at all. And Jacob Javits Center is huge. Like, it is huge. There are so many levels to it, and I literally had to like look for some people with the BeautyCon shirt to figure out where I was going. Like, literally nobody was like controlling the flow of traffic, and it was really frustrating. There was one point where I just like asked a random person, I'm just like, where am I supposed to go? Like, there are separate lines for all access and separate lines for people who got the hauler bag and separate lines for general admission, but everybody, it was so crowded that everything just looked like one big bunch. And I'm thankful that I figured it out on my own by asking a bunch of different people, but like, they needed a lot more security giving directions. I don't need that. So the location that they had was I guess it was very strict. They didn't let them decorate too much on the other floors, and I heard that in LA it's very decorative. Like, they get to decorate everywhere. Like, it gives the overall feel of BeautyCon. But like, being in the Jacob Javits Center, they could only decorate the portions that they were in. So the second day that I went there, I had my cute little outfit. I'll display it. But when I first walked in, the BeautyCon team, they wanted to put me in the commercial. And I was like, oh my god, yes, of course I want to be in the commercial. So I was getting my little pose on, you know, face beat, like ready for the commercial. Then somebody popped out of nowhere while they were recording me. They said,
excuse me, can't record here.
And it's like, this is BeautyCon. Like, I feel like Jacob Javits Center was just very restricting to the whole experience of BeautyCon. Like, they're the people that rented this space. So for you to tell them that they cannot record for promotional purposes of their whole entire convention, it was just like, I was very taken aback. So I don't know, I just feel like Jacob Javits Center was just not it. I wish there was other locations that they could have it at, but I know it's very limited in New York City. I mean, especially for an event of that size. But it was just kind of like disheartening that I could have definitely been featured in the BeautyCon commercial, but then the Jacob Javits Center has restrictions on recording in certain spaces, and I was just like, this is where content creators come. They all are recording, so why would you I don't know. Jacob Javits Center is not it. But anyways, back to the point. They need more security. Now let me tell y'all, another one of my faves, Aaliyah J. Like, me and her are Brooklyn sisters. She had her meet and greet at the Maybelline stand, and oh Jesus, I wish I would have recorded this, but when we went to, it was me and my friend, we went to the Aaliyah J meet and greet section, and then there was a lot of people already there. Like, we went like an hour early so that we can get online, but there was already a lot of people there. And then when we looked, the person was like, oh, make sure you stand within the tape. Now, they didn't have, I don't know what those things are, the little dividers that they usually put in between people at the airport, you know, that you just like, they didn't have that. They put tape on the floor to mark off where people should stand. When I look at that, I was like, is this not the most tackiest?
This bitch had the audacity.
So, you know what, I was like, you know, let me not be a poor sport. But we had the early access passes because there was a entrepreneurial success talk happening earlier. So if you had that pass, of course you were there earlier than everybody else. Soon as 12 o'clock came, that's when general admissions gets to come in. That's when all hell broke loose. So they was like, F the tape, F the lines. They were all trying to skip everybody that has been there for an hour, because me and my friend were there from like 11 something waiting. They skipped us and pushed through the tapes, because what's tape gonna do? Like, nobody's caring about tape. So then the people were arguing because they're like, excuse me, you're skipping me. Mind you, no security was nowhere to be found at all. So let me put y'all on. Right now, everybody waiting for Aaliyah J. All these people, and there's mad shit. Like, mad people trying to fight. No last line. No line. I don't know what's going on. Obstructing traffic, making sure nobody's skipping. No security at all. So of course a lot of the women were getting agitated, especially me, because it's like, I'm at the back of the line. Like, I was here from 11 o'clock or 11:30, I don't remember what time exactly, but I was here earlier, and then everyone that just came in bum rushed and like skipped everybody. So I was just like, what's going on? Like, F the tape, I'm about to move my way to the front. So the line, the traffic was supposed to be going like this. I don't know if y'all get my point, but everybody was just moving forward, and I was just like, like, y'all not about to skip me now. So then a lot of the women started getting agitated. There was a couple arguments, people were trying to fight. I don't know if y'all saw Aaliyah J snap. She was talking about there was wigs flying. She dragged it a little bit, but there was definitely a lot of women arguing about who was skipping who, to the point where they had to find security to come control the line. And mind you, it was only two people that they got to try to control. It was about, I would say about like 75, around that kind of number of people, or maybe even 100 people to get only two people. It was a lady and a man. Mind you, this man is the one security that I've been seeing everywhere. It was just a hot mess, but I loved meeting Aaliyah. Aaliyah's so kind, she's so tiny, she's so beautiful.
Natural disaster. My baby is